You have some videos you need to watch, right? There are 5 steps. Write down the 5 steps in the planning box, and when you complete a step, you check it off. So when you check all 5 steps, your summary is done. Simple thing. Yeah. Next summary tip, the super summary that I just said I don't have time to teach you. But essentially, it is just summarizing the entire passage in like 1 sentence before you attempt the real summary, right? And this super summary will guide your point selection and just make it much easier to do the whole thing. I can't really teach you every.
You will not be able to understand to do the super summary if you don't understand the passage overall. Super summary based on his definition, Mr. Sarb definition. You have to understand the passage first before you can have a super summary quotation. Super summary. All right. So if this is not a technique that probably will work for you, don't have to try it. Okay, but if you think this is something that would work for you, you can try it. What we're doing, we're trying other techniques that might help you. Okay.
Everything about that now because I've taught that before. It's in the summary videos, so check them out. Yeah, the super summary, critical, critical, critical. Next summary tip, highlight the points. Like actually highlight them with your pen or a pencil. In the exam room, you want to mark up the paper. Mark it up.
Guys, what did he say? Is the first you hearing that?
Yes, miss.
Oliphant is the first you hearing.
Yes, miss.
Kevisha is the first you hearing that?
No, miss.
Thank you. I'll believe you today. Right? You're my friend today. Now the others can go away. Not my sons I'm gonna adopt. I'm going to give them up for adoption. They're not behaving nice today at all.
Highlight everything that's a main point. Everything that connects to your super summary. That way, when you can actually see the points, they visually stand out to you, you will be able to know what to focus on, know what to paraphrase, know what to write in your summary. Next summary tip, when you're listing the 5 points.
Okay, I'm on now. If you look at what he said earlier, the super summary,
Points, when you're choosing the 5,
not the super
be
summary,
able to
this one.
know what.
Notice what he said, highlight at least 7 points that connect to your super summary. That's his technique. When earlier we had said you should at least have 5 points, he's saying you need 7 points that connects to your super summary. Right? So if you have 5 points and you see that it is short, then go right on ahead to your 7. Okay? But you cannot have less than 5.
What to focus on, know what to paraphrase, know what to write in your summary. Next summary tip, when you're listing the 5 points, when you're choosing the 5 point list, you would have highlighted like maybe 7, 8, 9, 10 points, but you need to choose the 5 points that have the best like relationship to one another. You don't just choose 5 random points. If some of you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, you have some old videos that you need to watch, because I'm not teaching some writing now. I'm just giving you some tips. You should already know these things, right? So if you're clueless, you have some work to do. Next, in your summary, ensure that you're using smooth transitions. Transitions are extremely important in summary writing. Right? You have to make sure that you're connecting your sentences with transitions. The summary should have about 5 transitional words or phrases, right? At least 5. Next summary tip, no copy and paste. Make sure you're paraphrasing. Don't lift up a whole long sentence from the passage and write it in a summary. You're not going to get any marks. Make sure you're using your own words when you're writing down the points. All right, guys. Yes. Next, review your summary. Review your summary. How do you review your summary? 4 things you need to do. 1, make sure you have no irrelevant information. What do I call irrelevant information? Nonsense like examples, minor details, your own opinions. Nobody cares what you think. Don't write your opinions in the summary. That doesn't make any sense. All right. Next.
All right, let me go back. You should be taking notes, so let me go back a little bit. From
Next.
from point
Make sure
5. I want you to take down from point.
doing some writing now. I'm just giving you some tips. You should
Take this down, please. Let me know when you're finished, please. Can me show you know what 5, this aspect that he's talking about. You remember that 5-point part that they have on the paper now that I didn't remember to mark the last time?
Yes, yes.
That's the part he's referring to. That's why I would tell you to make sure you have at least 5 points, but he's asking for 7. I guess you can't go wrong if you aim for more still. But then he's telling you for this aspect, make sure you choose the ones that are closely knitted, tied to the main point itself. Is David speaking for all? I
Yes,
didn't.
miss.
Okay, you
Yes,
finished.
miss.
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. All right.
should already know these things, right? So if you're clueless, you have some work to do. Next, in your summary, ensure that you're using smooth transitions. Transitions are extremely important in summary writing.
You hear
Right?
that?
You have to make sure that you're
Write that down, please. While you're writing, do you understand what this is saying, Kevisha?
Yes, miss.
What is it saying?
This one, miss, as you done a sentence, miss, and you put a full stop and you're starting other sentence, miss, make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Yes, miss.
All right, David, you get a scholar right there, so make it make sense. All right. How are we gonna know that it makes sense? You have to make it's basically asking you to tie everything together using transitional words. So it flows natural. It has a natural flow, right? David, talk for everybody. David, when I ask that question, I don't mean you to answer. I want the others to answer to say yes, you're speaking on their behalf, confirming that they're either finished or not finished. It seems like they're not finished. Are you guys finished now? Oliphant, Kamisha?
Yes, miss.
Finish, miss.
You're connecting your sentences with transitions. The summary should have about 5 transitional words or phrases.
How many transitional words or phrases? 5, at least. Right? So you can probably practice your favorite 5 and see how best you can use those, or you can practice 10, and then it does depend on the passage you get to see if what those that you know can, because they can be used basically in any writing. Okay.
Right? At least 5. Next summary tip, no copy and paste. Make sure you're paraphrasing. Don't lift up a whole long sentence from the passage and write it in a summary. You're not.
Write that down for me, please. All right, so I believe David is talking on behalf of everybody.
Not gonna get any marks. Make sure you're
Here,
using
you're
your
not
own
going to get any
words
marks if you
when
copy
you're
and paste.
writing down the points. All right, guys. Yes. Next, review your summary. Review your summary. How do you review your summary? 4 things you need to do. 1, make sure you have no irrelevant information. What do I call irrelevant information? Nonsense like examples, minor details, your own opinions. Nobody cares what you think.
Write that down.
Don't write your opinions in the summary. That doesn't make any sense. All right. Next, check for grammatical errors, spelling errors. Those silly little things will cause you to lose marks that you don't need to lose. Next, please check your word count. I've seen too many summaries that are 150 words. Nobody's marking 150 words. Nobody up at CXC is marking 150 words. They're going to mark 120. The rest is ignored. Yeah. And if you have time to spare, repeat these steps until a summary is perfect. Next summary tip, make sure you're using some high level vocabulary in a summary. You only have 120 words, right? In those 120 words, you need to have a couple nice words in there. Nice words. So make sure you're not just using basic, elementary school language. Make sure you're writing at a college level. Final summary tip, check samples. Samples are so important when it comes down to summary. You need to know what a good summary looks like. I have some summary videos so you can see samples there. The CSEC reports has tons of samples. Check samples of summaries. Those samples will guide you in how to approach writing your own summaries. Part 5. Here are some tips.
Thank you. They're chatting and not, remembering. Yes, so as we wrap up, are we a little bit comfortable now, a little bit more comfortable with the summary than before? And if it's a no, it's okay to say a no. David said kinda. Kemisha, Kevisha, Narvado, Kemoya.
Yes, miss.
Okay. Kemisha.
I'm not 100%, but I think
No, I'm not asking if you're 100. I'm just asking if it's a little bit better now in understanding. Huh?
yes, miss.
Okay, okay. I wasn't hearing you. Kemoya,
Yes, miss, it's kind of more clear now.
clearer. It's getting a little clearer. Okay. Kevisha.
Yes, miss.
All right. So next class we have is what? Wednesday? Wednesday we have next class. So what we're going to do, we're going to be working some papers together. All right, we're going to do some summaries together and share ideas and to see how we get the main idea and to see how we get the supporting details, meaning the 5 points or the 7 points, and how we put them together. All right? Okay, guys?
Yes, miss.
All right, so I thank you so much for being on. Do you have any questions, any concerns? No? No questions, no concerns? All right.
No, miss. No, miss. No, miss.
Oliphant, that's a question?
No, miss. No, miss.
Okay, okay. So as it relates to tomorrow, it seems as though we'll be having online tomorrow, so you won't come out. If anything changes, I'll let you know. All right, in ample time. But guys, if you're going to do the online, I need you to be on time for classes. Now, when that I told my director that we want to do the online, her concern was that if you guys are coming onto the online, and of course I'm going to say yes, my students are on the online, And I have to drape up some of you today to get onto the math class. I'm there all long waiting with the math teacher and nobody. And then David came on, and then few persons came on afterwards. Come on, guys, you have to do a little better than that. All right, we know that this is it. We did say it before a class. We did say, okay, if we don't have the Wi-Fi, let us use the data up until we get to where we are going. All right, so tomorrow we are home, we're not out. Use the bus fare money that you would take to come and get more data, if anything, but you need to be on class. This is not time for us to miss any time or any classes, because it's going to be to your detriment. Okay? And then the 6 weeks test is coming up the week of the 18th. This week is what? That's next week, right? Am I correct?
Yes,
Yeah, that's next week. Next week is 6 weeks test. And after 6 weeks test, then is revision for your exams. And the 19th, we have a big production. We have what you call it there on the 19th. We have customer service workshop on the 19th. And we have what, 2 groups, 3 groups presenting on that day. Guys, get the work done. There should be no excuse. When you think of the excuse, think of all the things that Mrs. Clark is going to ask you. So why didn't try this? Why didn't you say this? Why didn't you think about all the questions, all the different ways that you can do it before you come with the excuse? All right? Because if I can find a way that it can be done, that means it's not a good excuse. So you need to get in your groups and dialogue with each other and get it done. Thank you. All right, guys, thank you so much for being on. I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to when we get back in person. But for now, please stay safe. And remember, when there's an earthquake, please do not run up and down like mad ants. Go get shelter. Stand at a door jam or under a table. Some persons can hold under your bed. David, don't even bother try it because you can't hold under your bed. So we can go under the bed for those of us who are thinner, right? Right, David? Don't try go under the bed. Right. And the door jam. David know that I can trouble him because he's my friend. All right, guys, have a good evening. Remember, do things that will make you successful tomorrow. Be kind to your future self. If you know you're going to ball when you get the exam result, and you know so you're going to feel up in your feelings when you get the poor grade, do something today that will prevent you from getting a poor grade tomorrow. Okay? It makes no sense crying or moping or being sad when you get the results, when there are days that you could have been doing proactive and doing something to help you be successful. It makes no sense. All right? Have a good evening, everybody. Take care, and I will be sharing the video for the summary writing from this gentleman here in the group, in the chat. All right? Take care, guys. Bye.
I miss.